Hey y'all, my name is Holly Lamb and welcome to Lamb Living. It's now February 11th, 2023, and I have officially used my Christmas gifts for my husband, the 2 power tools that he gave me. Can you believe that this wreath was helped by my new drill that I got for Christmas? And it's only the middle of February and I've started using it. That's better than last year when I waited till May to use my Cricut. Thank you to Sarah from Can Sarah DIY It and Tammie from the Rusted Willow for getting me out of my comfort zone and this Power Up playlist. More about that later. I am wood round crazy right now, and yes, you are seeing that right. These wood rounds were a steal from Pembroke, Georgia. My husband got these, and I'm going to be using the 15-inch in this video. I used one of the 24-inch wood rounds a couple of weeks ago in a video, and I loved it. And so here is wood round number 2. I'm officially a wood round fanatic. I love them. All right, anytime I try to get a crisp line or do any stenciling, I always do a 2-step process. And in this case, I'm going to start off with a layer of Mod Podge. And that is going to keep my paint from seeping through. We're going to make this wood round two-toned. I'm going to use plaster chalk paint, 2 coats of it, on half of this wood round, and then I'm going to be using a new stain that I got. It's a Dixie Belle stain called Georgian Cherry on the other side to help this wood round show off its beautiful wood grain. And so because I started with the Mod Podge, I'm going to get this beautiful crisp line, and there's no bleeding. I'm never going to get any bleeding when I start off with a barrier. And so I'm just doing a little sanding after 2 coats. Brings up a little bit of the nap on natural wood, and so we're just sanding that back, giving a little distressing. There we go, all ready for the stain. Now I'm outside on my deck. It's a nice day, and so I'm going to tape off the plaster chalk paint. It's already dried, well dried and sanded. And so now we're going to come in. I'm going to put glasses on and some gloves. Burnish that down a little bit with the back of my scissors. There we go. I'm outside, so I didn't feel like I needed a mask. And this stain really had no odor. It's a no pain gel stain, it says, from Dixie Belle. And that's Georgian Cherry. And it is a great little stain. I really enjoyed using it. It's not a brownish cherry. It's more of a pink cherry. It's so pretty. And so I put it all on the top and on the sides. And it really brought out the wood grain. It's so pretty. I'm going to have to look into some more of these Dixie Belle stains. This is the only one that I have, but I am a fan. There it goes. The sides they really drank up that stain, but there was one little spot that was being a little stubborn. I re-sanded it and added a little bit more of the stain onto it, and it took it, but it took a little extra help. But that's all right. Now I go ahead and sand that down just a little bit, and there's that beautiful crisp line that I was looking for. All right. Now the first power tool that really intimidated me last year was my Cricut. My husband got me a Explore Air 2 for Christmas, 2 Christmases ago, and I use it now all the time. It's now one of my best crafting tools. I use the Crafter Square vinyl from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to show you here that there's nothing to be afraid of this. A lot of crafters on YouTube are not fans of this, but I really am. I think the only time I've ever had problems with the Crafter Square vinyl is one time I was trying to cut very, very small font, and that was, it pulled a little bit, And, you know, as long as you keep your fonts relatively big, I mean, look at the font on this. This is called The Hills. It was one of the new fonts when I opened Design Space and clicked on something new, it was one of the new fonts, and yay, I loved it. Okay, I had a little trouble there. I was about to get the A caught, but no worries. No worries. We got it fixed. And I'm using that paper transfer tape. I ordered this from Amazon. I'll have this linked in the description box. It is a very light tack, great little transfer tape. I love this stuff. This is great. It's almost like masking tape. Just a big roll of masking tape that you're putting on, and it works great. And so that exclamation point's going to get a little bit of a makeover here in a minute. But I'm going to be using this Whispering Willow IOD transfer on the paint and the stain. So anytime you use transfers, you always want to put a little bit of a top coat down, some type. You could put Mod Podge, or you could put some kind of clear top coat, and before you put your transfer down. So I just put one coat there, and then eventually, after I get all this pretty goodness on top, then I'll put 2 more coats on to protect it, because this is going to go on my front door eventually, but it's going to start off on my parents' screen door at their cottage over at Epworth by the Sea right now, while they are snowbirding down here in South Georgia. They are in Tennessee right now. They had a friend pass away, and so they're at the funeral today, and so they'll get back tomorrow, and I'll have this on their screen door when they get back, a little surprise for them. And so it says, yay, you're here, because we're just tickled that they're down here for the 5 months they spend with us during the winter. And I thought that would be fun to put on my front door as well for anybody who comes, my students or anybody who wants to visit, especially the Amazon man. Yay, you're here. Love it when that smile is on my front porch. So I'm just picking out a couple little pops of color for this wood round. And I'm going to use that pretty weeping willow and those beautiful flowers that bring out that pretty Georgian cherry there at the bottom, that also kind of lighten it up just a little bit, so you still see that gorgeous wood grain of this wood round that I love so much. Now, you guys have probably all seen transfers put on, and these IOD transfers are so easy. Just make sure wherever you put it down, when you pull off that backing paper, you're ready for it to be there, because these will stick, and they are so easy to deal with. Now, I always like to take a nail file and just lightly sand it right down, push it into the wood, and make it look like it's always meant to be there. And so I always kind of sand it right down into the wood, and I think it looks so pretty. I love those transfers. Such a fun transfer book. And so there goes my Cricut vinyl, and I'm going to top coat that again, and that'll take out that little shimmery sheen of the vinyl. It'll take out that shine, so it'll make it more of a matte finish. Now on the back, I'm going to take this lace cover. It's I got this at Rose's. It was $4.99. It's just a lace coverlet for a tablecloth, and I'm going to use the edges. They're so pretty for just like a lace ribbon. I'm going to cut up into ribbons for pretty ribbons. And so I'm going to use the middle here just to put on the back to protect my front door eventually when it goes on my front door, and then to look pretty on Mom and Dad's screen door, because a lot of times they'll leave their front door open and just have the screen door, because it's when it's real mild down here, they just leave the door open. So I want it to look pretty. Now, that bag is a knockoff that I got in Puerto Rico. My husband and I were on a cruise one time, and I needed a bag on the ship, and I didn't bring a bag to carry around my stuff to and from the deck. And so I got this knockoff. It's a Burberry knockoff. And so, of course, it's not real leather, but it looks good. It's a really good knockoff. So I'm going to use it for parts. I don't carry it much anymore. I just used it on that cruise. And so I am taking this faux leather, and I trimmed off where the holes are for the buckle. And then I just took a Sharpie and kind of darkened it in to make it look like it was part of the, original leather there, or faux leather. And then I'm just using my glue gun to secure that little lace coverlet down to make it look nice on the back before I staple on with my electric stapler. There it is. I got it for Christmas. And so my little electric stapler, I've always been a little intimidated by these. I think it's the noise. And I've put the sound back in on this for when the noise comes up, so you can hear it. I'm watching a YouTube video or something, so you can hear some little noise from my iPad. But I wanted to put that in there so you can hear the pop. So I'm going to kind of let you, of course, I'm measuring the front to see where I want it first. And then I'm just measuring it. What do they say? Measure twice and cut once. Well, I'm measuring 3 or 4 times, and then I'm going to staple. I'm stapling 3 times on the back. I meant to just do 2, but I kind of mess up one of them. But it's okay. It's just on the back. It was my trial run. I practiced a couple times on that little piece of scrap wood right there to my right. But, I needed a little more practice. So I definitely wanted to start on the back. And so here we go, finally. And I'm going to be quiet. There it goes. Pop, pop. Ooh. All right. And then here we go. Look out, look out. And pop. All right. So there's the back. That one got a little off. But it's on there perfect. I mean, it's not going anywhere. Oh, here we go. So I put an extra one on the back. I'm only going to put 2 in the front. And so I'm just going to try to line it up with the back there and make it look pretty, because that's the front. And so here it comes. And then 2 on this side. Oh, oh, almost, almost. Here we go. There it goes. All right, very good. And look, I love it so much. It's like a little purse. And just to take the shine out of those staples, I just put a little bit of Folk Arts antique wax. It looks just like the Waverly wax. It just takes out the shine just a little bit. And if you didn't know those staples were there, you wouldn't know it. Here it is on the back of my front door. Oh, I just love it so much. This is our old front door. They were supposed to already have put in the new one, but the new one's going to have a window in it. So that's why I wanted the back to look nice. Okay, so here we are at Mom and Dad's cottage at Epworth by the sea. And that's a little wreath I made last year before I started my YouTube channel out of some vintage Valentines and some music on the back. That I got those Valentines from Amazon and made that little heart for last year. I had that up in my house, and so they're using it right now. And so when they get back tomorrow, I put a little buffalo check ribbon on it, and yay, you're here. I love it on their black screen door. So great. All right, so here is the next and my last project for this video. I wanted to make a large oval wreath out of coffee filters. I had stained a bunch of coffee filters pink. I bought some new food color. I buy the Wilton food color at Walmart and the paste color, and it's real strong. And I had seen in my little collection of food color that I had some old pink, and so I decided I didn't want to use that in food, so I decided I'd stain coffee filters. So I had all these pink coffee filters, so I decided I wanted to add a little bit of spring fun to the piano room. It had still some fall stuff left in it and some dark decorations, so I wanted to add some spring fun. So here we go. I didn't leave the audio in on this drill. You know what a drill sounds like. And so here we go. I'm just drilling holes for my coffee filter flowers. And so I'm going to make little I'm going to twist the flowers, the coffee filters, into kind of like little rosettes. And then the bottom is going to be a little tip that's going to fit right down into those holes and sit up kind of like a little tree planted in the ground, a little plant planted in the ground. And I was just popping holes in there and having a good time. I had it on top of an empty box, so I didn't damage anything. I'm back outside on my deck in the backyard, and I'm just drilling away. And I end up, if I do this again, which I would totally do this again. I probably would use a bigger drill bit in the future, because my rosettes tend to be a little bit big. I like to use lots of colors, and but I would not need that many holes. I went a little drill crazy. I was just having fun back there drilling away. And so I'm going to use just natural coffee filters, and then the filters on the right are dyed with the the pink food color and some tea, and with the regular white coffee filters. And then the ones on the left are the natural coffee filters in the stain. And so you can see a little bit more of, I dyed the white coffee filters first, so they're a little bit pinker, a little bit brighter pink. And then I put the natural coffee filters in what was left and put some more tea in it. And you can see they're a little bit more, they have that natural shade. So I have 3 different shades. I have just the kind of natural brown, and then the brownish pink, and then pink, that bright, almost Lily Pulitzer pink, which I love. And so we're going to throw some pink onto the walls there in the piano room, nice and bright. And so look how big this is. This is way bigger. The Dollar Tree, the biggest wreath form they have is 18 inches, and this is way bigger than that. And I wanted an oval shape because my curio is very wide, so I wanted it to be wide, almost like a track. It looks like a track and field. And so you see I have that little tip, almost like the stem of a flower, and I'm putting a little dab of hot glue on the end because it won't go far down into the holes. Again, I probably would have used a bigger drill bit in the future when I do this again, because it worked great, but the tip went into the hole. But I felt like it needed a little bit of glue because I didn't want it to go anywhere when it was on the wall, of course. I want it to be solid. And so look at this mass of coffee filter rosettes. Oh, it's so pretty. And I had thought maybe I'd do an ombre effect and do the 3 different colors separate, but I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad it's just a mass of one color mixture on this wreath. It looks so stunning. I love kind of that monochromatic, simple look, but still that stunning mass of color. And it's solid. That matte board from Hobby Lobby, I paid $2.99 for that matte board, and I glued 2 ovals together, and it is so solid. And I just love how it looks above my curio cabinet there, above the piano and my desk in my studio. Oh, I can't wait for my students to see it. They're gonna be so surprised. And I love it there. And I redid the top of the curio, and you can see my portrait of Jesus with the little children and the jazz band. And I just love that. Thank you to Sarah from Can Sarah DIY It, and Tammie from the Rusted Willow for challenging me to rip off the Band-Aid and use my power tools that I got for Christmas. It's only February and I'm already using both of them. I'm so proud of myself, and I want to thank these ladies for empowering me to do so. So from South Georgia, Epworth by the Sea, and St. Simons Island, Georgia, and the blue house on the corner, I want to say power up. Rip off that Band-Aid, ladies. Use those power tools. I wonder what I could use next. I'm going to get out in the garage and use some of my husband's now. I want to say, God bless. Thank you for watching my video. Like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.